buzz is spreading. 21 active skills, over 1500 node permanent boosts, salvage items stop time with time freeze, gems directly in your flesh. Risk everything to gain power.
It's infinite and expands in all directions. Specialized trees stacking the mods from multiple templates. Kill all the Uber bosses and you will gain access to the fortress. This is Path of Exile. There is always another tree.
Hello, Flasks. As a recent Path of Exile player, I had no knowledge about Path of Exile 2 for quite some time. Then at some point, I learned about it. And I remember being confused at first. Because why make another complex, infinitely scalable game when you already have a complex, infinitely scalable game? However, this being a project from the very developers that had previously shown me the light for free, I assumed it could only be good, and I decided to stay in the loop. But looking at official presentations and jumping at every TalkativeTri videos, I still had 5 lingering doubts, and they got recently obliterated. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I'm actually okay with pressing more buttons. I always find it silly that PoE builds most often than not turn into right-click simulator. During some early showcases presented skills reacting to other skills, which is sick, but somehow I had the feeling that it was one, limited, like one skill reacts with 2 others because it was hard-coded like so, and 2, it was necessary to use combinations in order to truly make damage. And the way they looked like was, okay, so this is skill 1, it does lightning. This is skill 2, it's oil, that slows. And this is skill 3, it does fire, but pay attention now. Oil plus fire equals more fire. Got it? So first use skill 2, and then use skill 3, okay? Oh, and you use skill 1 if you want, or whatever. You see what I mean? It almost had a sort of QTE vibe. It looked like selling soup to cocaine addict, if you get me. Now, it is very tasty soup, mind you, but in terms of cocaine, there's no cocaine. It needed to look like cocaine soup, I guess. I don't know how to continue this metaphor, but let's just assume everyone got what I meant. But subsequent showcases showing skills being usable on their own and reactions being more of a bonus effect implemented for multiple cases gave me the vision, and I was a fool to ever doubt. Early information about bossing were elements like the bosses are way stronger. Yes, if you die and come back, the boss is full life again. I know you can't escape this fight. And you know, to someone who feared Menagerie not so long ago, and who still dies to Roas, this was scary. Because in the end, I'm just a chill guy that just likes to hear it from time to time. And each normal boss showcased looked almost like a pinnacle one from PoE. Not only that, but I remember a early info about the endgame being that loot would be roughly 50% from map and 50% from the boss. So I cannot evade my fate. But the subsequent showcases, as well as the maps having a ratio of 1 boss fight each 4 maps, give me a lot of relief. And I think I can do it in the end. Showcases up until the content reveals all felt a little bit tame. And it's normal, because it was during the acts, but the slow pace being the only one showed, added to their comments about wanting even more base monsters to be a challenge, made me think that this was the pace they were aiming for at all levels. Obviously, the endgame gameplay footage cleared that up. Now, to be fair, the pace still looks a bit slower than PoE, but it seems fair and not weird. Flasks in PoE had a bad rep when it was about making a piano out of your keyboard. Thankfully, I never knew this dark time, and I started playing when Flask automation was a thing. That being said, Flasks are a very interesting element of PoE, and I'm mostly thinking about utility ones. But PoE2 had discarded them completely for the longest of time, keeping only the life and mana ones. I always found it silly during showcases to see 5 flask slots shared between only life and mana flasks, but they justified it with charges being harder to recover, and I really did not like this approach. With the very recent change of having 2 flask slots and 3 charm slots, I finally see myself enjoying this system in PoE2. The obvious good point was about gem sockets no longer being craft related, which took away a huge burden. Still, we learned early on that there wouldn't be an orb of scarring in PoE2, which stripped the streamlined crafting process we are used to in favor of caring more about loot. And this was a little bit scary, but I thought it could work if well implemented, because I didn't want to minutely check all the drops. Then at some point they said that there was no crafting patch. And at this point I started doubting. It seemed like they wanted to obliterate any semblance of deterministic crafting and fully rely on loot instead. However, during the content reveal, first they explained the place of early crafting and the fact that crafting with orbs will be much more possible during the campaign. Then they gave a taste of endgame crafting, and I was relieved to see there was still a part of determinism. I also like what they did with Val orbs and the new item sockets. So in conclusion, they cooked my dupes away, and I cannot wait to try this game out. And what about you? Do you still have doubts about PoE2?
Are you clear of mind and stout of heart?
Write your stance below. See ya. Bye bye. Bye. Hello. No, not hello. Bye. Bye. See ya. Bye.